smells really loud. I can guarantee it's going to be really loud. We're going to be talking about my baby.
That baby.
This baby. Mermail. So, talking about Mermails today. So, I was playing at locals today. Still this format, but went 7-0. And I felt the need to say various things about the deck. In terms of next format, you did lose 2 titles. And there's like this big thing, like what are you going to replace it with? Personally, I've gone with a second Aqua Spirit in Salvage. That's going to be my main deck. I know a lot of people are already playing the Aqua Spirit build. And another option is obviously Foolish Burial. There are definitely ways to play Foolish Burial in the deck. Depending on what your targets are. And what your deck really revolves around. Obviously, you can give yourself targets for Gund and stuff like that. There's definitely different ways to play the deck in terms of, there's the Aqua Spirit build, there's Diva, and then there's the infamous Undying Engine, which a lot of people have strayed away from.
Because it's slow.
It's, in my opinion, the Undyne Engine isn't slow. It's just, I draw this card all the time. All the time. I will...
Blur.
Alright, so we were... Yeah. Alright, so I was playing at locals, and I was in finals, and we went to game 3, and in those 3 games, I drew 4 controllers. Like, not searched, just drew 4 controllers, and was like, oh, there's no way to win. Like, game 3 is like Megalo Diva. This was when, Dragoons was at 3. I feel like the deck still has a lot of power because I'm going to be taking out Blader out of my extra deck for Lavalval Chain so I can dump Tidal. And a little secret tech that I don't know if anybody else is playing it or other people aren't playing it. Fishborg Archer. Fishborg Archer has won so many games. I Black Rose 6 cards today because of Fishborg Archer.
You ass.
Alright, so I set up my field to where I would bring out Abyss Bike at the end of it. And I searched out the Archer. I normaled the Archer, made Black Rose, so I set up to where that was Black Rose's field, pitched Gunned for Archer, brought back the Pike again, and then made a Gungnir and swung for 25.
God.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Fishborg Archer is really good. It destroys all water monsters, but you're making either Black Rose, Gungnir, or Duloran, or Leviathan Dragon every time.
Do you still run Duloran?
I do not run Duloran anymore. Duloran is a card that you can easily play. It's on the front page of my binder right now. I sold my Super Diva, too, because, I don't know, I just don't feel like the card. This, it's kind of dead. It's going to eat every Fiendish Chain possible. It will always be Fiendish Chain. It's kind of sad when you think about it, but, the Diva, with 1 Dragoons, it's not searchable, really. Armored Kappa is a very good card, because it's a searchable infantry. You can summon it, bring it out, and then get rid of an Ophion without having to...
do anything
search, work really hard for that infantry or have a way to discard it. Because, my opinion, this is still a boss. Tias is still an incredible, incredible card. That is honestly the thing that's keeping this deck afloat. A lot of cards that people don't really play that I'm playing, definitely need to consider Abyss Turge. I really feel like everyone should be at least contemplating this card, the ability to recycle infantry, because it's level 3 or lower. Or to get back those guns that you've already gone through, or the marksmen. I went through 3 marksmen in one game today, playing against Gravekeepers. I went through 3 marksmen, and it's like being able to get them back is just huge. And being able to get back infantry, because this is the easiest way to search an infantry is to get it back to your hand to recycle it. Especially, this is my Ophion out, my Dracosac out, my any card that I don't like out, Abyss Soldier. I side it out every single time. I side in Skill Drain unless I'm playing Evil Swarms. Another thing is practice siding.
Yeah,
I practice
siding. It's going to
siding.
be really important next format.
The side deck is going to be huge just because of all the different matchups you're going to have. That's what the same way it is at the start of every format.
It's not going to be just dragons.
Yeah, so Abyss Soldier is definitely a card to consider. I personally love it, and everyone looks at me and I can go, take that piece of crap out. I go, no, play it. I guarantee you'll change your mind as soon as you bounce a Dracosac with it. You'll feel really good about yourself or anything bigger than it, because this deck does have a problem. You have lead that's 27, and Gaios that's 28, but I was playing against a Skill Drain deck, a Skill Drain Beast Beat. No, Skill Drain Beast Beat. It was, like Bearman and stuff like that, and it would just be like, it was Zach the Sack Gower, and he would flip Lances or was it Horn or whatever?
Phantom Beast, yeah.
Yeah, and I just couldn't do anything about it. Like,
Too big.
You have skill drain. You're 3,300. What am I supposed to do right now? So you got to get that infantry, and Abyss Soldiers are really good out to ginormous monsters that you just have a problem with. Another thing is the act of playing hand traps in the deck. The Seas, the Veiler. Veiler was good to be able to make Crimson Blader. I still feel Veiler is good to play in the deck. I'm still definitely going to be playing Maxi. In terms of what actually hurts the deck, besides the big three. Sorry, but everyone knows Macro, Defissure, Soul Drain to be the Antichrist and Bane of this deck. In games 2 and 3, you cannot blind space. I cannot stress that enough. Do not blind space games 2 and 3. They will duality, they will grab Defissure, and you will cry. Please do not blind space or set space, because it will get end phase spaced.
Happens.
Don't set the space. Just hold on to it and wait for Defissure, Macro, Soul Drain, if it's a deck that can obviously side it. If you're playing a mirror, don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna... He might have Macro in the mirror, guys. Another thing is, if you're playing a deck, say, like Plants or Madolches or something, if they maxi you, it sucks because you have tiny beaters. If you maxi a Crane, congratulations.
Wow.
They have a Dandelion and a Crane on board, and you went 1 for 1. And if anything bad happens, you went +1. If you maxi a Tias, I get a Search, and I still have a 2400 ass.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's
another reason why that card's good.
That's going to be like the big thing. Another thing is, I'm going to pull up my side deck here, because I'm going to show you the plethora of incredible side deck options that this deck has that doesn't screw up the consistency of the deck, and the fact that, it plays very well game 2 and 3, and the games 1 and 2, or the games 1 might discourage people because they'll go into matchups playing game 1, they'll just play like singles on D and be like, wow, this deck sucks, I can't win, game 1 is like, you do realize the leg you have game 2 and 3, because you can do this, you can roll the Kree, the Macro, and the Soul Drain, and you have the power of Jinzo because you contribute summon. And the power of Jinzo and the fact that you contribute summon also means you have the most incredible side deck card, in my opinion, Vanity's Fiend. I think Vanity's Fiend is 1,000 times better than Vanity's Emptiness because it's really hard to go away.
It's an ass.
It's 2,400. It's huge, and it's so hard to get rid of, unlike Fossil Dyna, which almost everything can beat over. The only advantage I feel Fossil Dyna has over Vanity's Fiend is the fact that you can set it and they can think it's a Lind.
Yeah.
Also, my opinion, better than Fossil Dyna. Favorite card, Snowman Eater. It gets rid of Ophions. It forces the turtles. Mm-hmm. It's searchable. Pike can search Snowman Eater because it's any level 3 water monster. You can banish it for title. You can pitch it when it's dead. Please, side deck Snowman Eater. You have incredible side deck options, including Skill Drains. Skill Drains are incredible. Skill Drain is going to be the nuts.
Next format.
Like the absolute nuts.
So many monster effects.
You can also side Iron Wall because it can stop Macro. You can use Iron Wall to either stop Macro and Defissure, or use Iron Wall to stop your opponent from banishing stuff like Turtles and the new Blue Eyes Dragons and Chaos Dragons, all this shenanigans. And hand traps don't really slow you down. And you can side Gozen matches as well. And the fact that the deck, like everyone says, oh, it's hurt by rivalry. Like, there's so many things that are just Aqua. Lind is Aqua, which can grab Tias, which is fine. Lind can grab Tias, and I pitched Gund and Tias to summon another Tias from my graveyard, and then make Gaios, because they're all Aqua.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so is Abyss Soldier. It's Aqua too. And if you really need to summon Gund, you can summon Gund. Like,
I mean, yeah, like, people cite it just because...
and Snowman Eater, you can flip it.
Yeah.
You can flip Snowman.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
There's just so many options the deck has game 2 and 3, and I feel like people get discouraged because game 1, they're like, oh shit, I'm losing all my game 1s. And just like, please understand that your side deck is better than everyone else's side deck.
It's pretty good.
Just because of all the options you have. I mean, not too many people have a really good, searchable side deck card. And I feel like that's really what's going to bring Mermails to, the hype. And the fact that you have to play the deck really smart. There are a lot of ways that Pike misses timing. There are a lot of ways you can set your chain link. Like, TS is mandatory, and all the Atlanteans are mandatory. So earlier today, my opponent had a Thunder King. I discarded TS, discarded infantry, made infantry chain link 2, popped, searched. That's just pop the Thunder King, then search. That's just how you have to play the game. There's so many ways to, understand that your chain links and how you set them up and how you want to do it, know what's option, what's not. Gunned, if you pitch this, and if you go Megalo pitch this and say an Atlantean, if you make Gun chain link 2, they cannot respond with Torrential Tribute because it would interrupt the chain.
Yeah.
There's just so many dumb things that you can do with this. Rulings. Earlier today, it was ruled that you cannot tribute an infantry from Megalo if your opponent has it under Phoenix Chain because it technically can't declare an attack. So there are, many rulings because it cannot attack. It's also you can't tribute it in main 2 or on first turn.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah,
I sharked someone really hard on that.
Yeah, so there are just a lot of things that the deck does, and there are a lot of different ways to play the deck. For me, people need to jump on the Fishborg Archer train really soon because the card is really freaking good. And definitely, I know Aqua Spirit has been hated on by Mermail purists, including myself for a while. Yeah. But I'm going to be playing the second Aqua Spirit so I can make Low Chain and dump title really quickly. Because that one title, you're just going to have to abuse, and you have to play around the bottomlesses, the deep prisons, and stuff like that to make sure you don't lose that one title. No. But I honestly want to know what you guys think of Mermail's next format. I love the deck. I think it's incredible. You just have to be smart with your plays and add the right card. Just because you ditched Goons doesn't mean you're going to add Megalo.
Doesn't mean you always win.
Yeah. If you cannot just always be like, oh, I have a Dragoons, which means I have a Megalo. No, sometimes you have to add an infantry or a marksman. It's not glamorous, but sometimes you need to get problem cards off the board, and I feel like that's the way you have to play the deck. So let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.